Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, we was going to have the SmackDown and Raw, but we're going to do SmackDown and we'll have Raw on another video. But first on SmackDown, coming off the heels of SmackDown, Roman Reigns sends this threatening message right here, as you can see, to Daniel Bryan that he'll never get his chance at the Universal Championship. It's Roman Reigns making his claim, being known and being focused before WrestleMania, before he has that epic encounter against Edge. We'll wait and see. Also, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. Would this finally happen at WrestleMania between the two? The Boss versus the EST of WWE. A match that many people wanted to see. Will this happen? You just wait and see on the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll tell you more on what's going on with that. And what's going on with Seth Rollins being, I mean, going around with Cesaro after Cesaro and Seth Rollins, is they feud finna come ahead? And also on Hot Topics, this was a big shocker right here. The Big Show. Yes, the Big Show. Well, we can't call him the Big Show no more. His name is now Paul White. Paul White has officially joined All Elite Wrestling. And many people like me got caught surprised on this situation thinking, the Big Show in the leaving WWE after all these years, you would have thought Big Show was be the one being the loyalist. You know, he would stay in WWE. Yeah, you know how that go. And we also celebrate the passing of someone else that I didn't see coming, Josephus. Josephus, an NWA star, the question mark as well. Josephus passed away all of a sudden. We'll get to that. And EC3 may have found him a new home. We'll tell you the latest on all that. Like I said, all this and more as the Pro Wrestling Show right here. The Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Like I said, this is the SmackDown Ring Report for the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Diggs here. Glad you can join us to the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, Miss Karen. Tell a friend, tell a friend, call a friend, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Thank you all for this weekend edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. We were supposed to have the Monday Night Raw report, but I'm going to start structuring it like we'll have Raw report the day after Raw until we finally get the kinks and stuff going. So joining that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, let's get to the SmackDown Ring report this week. All right, many of you know that SmackDown kicked off with the Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, right here, the Universal Champion. He had a distinct advantage this past weekend in Elimination Chamber, where he didn't defend his championship in the chamber. He had special privileges. He wanted to meet the winner of the chamber match to meet him immediately. And Roman did that. Roman went against Daniel Bryan, who started the chamber with Cesaro. He outlasted nearly 60 minutes. And then you can tell Daniel Bryan was fatigued. Roman comes out the woodwork, and start attacking Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan didn't even have a chance. And Roman didn't care. Roman bragging right here that like I said, Roman Reigns is the best heel in the company. Let him be himself. If he be himself, you get over, and that's what the results going on. That's why SmackDown doing so well with Roman Reigns being himself. He don't have to be forced being a good guy. He's just a bad guy. And with Paul Heyman at his side, you can tell Heyman leading that direction. Daniel Bryan comes out there and with the yes, Bryan comes out there and issues that he wants another shot at the Universal Championship and remind Roman that, hey, Roman, you did not get a fresh, fair me. Why did you have to get me after the chamber and then defend your title? Is you scared? Is you afraid? Roman didn't even call to ask. Then Jimmy Uso sticks his nose in. Jay Uso, I meant to say, Jay sticks his nose saying that you need to be in the back of the line. And Jay, again, forcefully, and all of a sudden, Roman attacks Daniel out of nowhere, what Jay did, as they had their stare down. So it was set that Jay goes against Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan can defeat Daniel Bryan will get a Universal Championship match at Fastlane. Will be screaming on Peacock. Peacock need to work on their little screaming service. I don't know why WWE doing that, but they need to work on their service. But it is what it is. So they're gonna be Daniel Bryan meeting Jay. In the winner, if Daniel Bryan wins, he gets a Universal Championship match. No questions about it. Also, tag team action. It was that shocking display last week that Chad gave an oldest of all people, tag and slam and squash Rey Mysterio. They had a rematch. They went in targets Rey's abdominal area. Rey trying to use offense on Chad. Rey with his son Dominik trying to do the same offense again. You see right here, Dominik proving a little bit. Dominik needs to gain a little bit more weight, but Dominik will be okay. And you can see right here, double 619 on Chad. So can wrestle somebody their own size. And the Oldest comes out of nowhere with that mighty splash again on Rey, causing Rey to get the severe beat down. I think Rey Mysterio and Dominik got to wonder what's going on with Oldest. Oldest been acting all wild, crazy this past week. All these good guys, I guess they said, nice guys finish last, and they got to turn good. So that's what we're kind of seeing. Also, Apollo Crews, with the heinous attacks that he did last week on Intercontinental Champion Big E. Apollo Crews attacked Big E and left Big E shoulder injured and being contemplated. Well, he took on Shinsuke Nakamura. Then you see right here Apollo Crews saying that he's wearing a new scarf or something. I don't know what that means, but he had a battle against Nakamura and the suplexes. Good matchup for Nakamura. Showcase his skills. Shinsuke trying to, dominate down Apollo Crews. Even Apollo Crews got deviated a little bit more. Apollo Crews with a counter and won the match, being Shinsuke Nakamura. You really would have thought that Shinsuke Nakamura would have been the one to ask being a Universal Championship match, not Daniel Bryan. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Also, in women's action, Tamina goes against Liv Morgan with Natalia in her corner, and Liv Morgan corner was Ruby Riott. Good matchup between the two ladies, but it was just like a filler match. Tamina about 40 going against Liv. Yeah, she's taking her to the streets and stuff. And she's taking her again and won the match. So Tamina and Natalia, nothing to mess with these veterans and stuff. So we have to see if they're gonna continue on with the Riot Squad. Never know. Also, the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, had to make a decision. She made her decision. And she made her decision. She was about to make her decision until Reginald came out there and reminded Bianca that you can't beat Sasha Banks. And if you choose her, you're gonna lose. Bianca didn't take lightly to that. To Sasha Banks, the women's champion herself, came out there and pushed Reginald out the way. And Sasha told Bianca, come on, make the choice, either me or Oscar. And it was obvious. Bianca Belair made the choice, and she chose Sasha Banks in his own at WrestleMania. As you see right here, these two women will get it on at WrestleMania. The EST of WWE versus the boss, Sasha Banks, one-on-one at WrestleMania. I'm surprised Carmella didn't show up and stir up on what's going on. But we'll see it at WrestleMania between these two ladies, these two phenomenal ladies, these two beautiful ladies, I meant to say, add two. They will get it on at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship, one-on-one. And we'll see who is the best, the EST of WrestleMania. So we'll see on that. Also, Bianca's husband, Montez Ford, and his tag team partner, Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits, was in action when they went against the team of Sami Zayn, King Corbin. King Corbin and Sami Zayn didn't have no choice, but they lost due to miscommunication from the King to Sami. Well, the Street Profits looking forward to get back in the hunt for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. We'll have to wait and see on when that opportunity will be granted. Also, Seth Rollins, yes, Seth Rollins was there as well. Seth Rollins, he had to incorporate his sins and on what's going on with him, and he called out Cesaro. He told Cesaro that, hey, no animosity between us two. We just trying to, get in the normal basis and stuff. Well, Seth was trying to put the open arm or olive branch out. Well, Cesaro wasn't hearing that. Cesaro thought, well, man, I ain't studying you. Cesaro picked up Seth, and Cesaro did the Willie Bird on Seth. I mean, he put him up. He picked him up and did the giant swing and stuff, and then did an uppercut on Seth, leaving Seth Rollins hanging. I know Seth's like, what in the world? So I expect a match between these two going forward at Fastlane. If that don't happen, it probably happened the 48 hours before the show. But this match is made for Fastlane. Also, the number one contenders match. Well, for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan can defeat Jay Uso. He earns himself a Universal Championship match. Daniel Bryan went against Jay Uso, who is the protector of the head of the table. And Daniel Bryan trying to earn himself an opportunity after I told you last week, Bryan didn't get the opportunity he was looking for when he won the Elimination Chamber. And he thought he was going to wait a little bit longer to buy some time. Time didn't buy him on his side. You see right here, Jay trying to put the single leg Boston Crab on him. Jay trying to do all the maneuvers and stuff, trying to kick him in the head. Even Daniel Bryan had to go up and top and try to do what he can. But Daniel Bryan hit the LaBelle lock until Universal Champion Roman Reigns came out there and attacked Daniel Bryan, leading to a disqualification. And Daniel tried to do the same to Roman after Jay did the same thing to him. Roman did a devastating spear, and then Roman did that choke lock right here, choking the heck out of Daniel Bryan. Yeah, I think Roman Reigns being the heel champion, making his enough known that what he's doing, and leaving Daniel Bryan outlaying. Now you see Paul Heyman gloating, and Jay kind of look hurt and battered, sending the message that you'll never be Universal Champion while I'm champion. And Daniel Bryan had that incident when Edge kind of could have hit similar him a promo saying that about him and Daniel Bryan meeting at the pay-per-view. So it's a whole bunch of stuff going on the road to WrestleMania. The road to WrestleMania stops ahead and makes a stop at Fastlane before we get to WrestleMania. All right, that ends the SmackDown Ring Report. Let's quickly move over to Hot Topics. All right, on Hot Topics this week, man, Hot Topics kicked off with a shocker. This right here. This was the shock of the week. Paul White, better known as The Big Show, is going to make his debut in AEW next week. So The Big Show, or Paul White, I just say, is making his debut in AEW. It was a shocker because many people didn't see it coming. The Big Show's last WWE appearance was in January for Legends Night. Big Show ain't coming back for no Legends Night no more. I guess this is it. Big Show made the announcement, AEW, and then right here, they said wrestling legend Paul White signs a long-term deal with AEW. White will join the commentary for the new AEW YouTube show, Evolution. And it gets the details on it, about White's history. So this was a big shocker. The Big Show joining AEW and didn't see this coming. I did not see this coming. I thought, oh, this is a typo. Who did this? And I'm like, because, normal time when you go on the internet and you see stuff like CM Punk is all leaked. And I was like, come on now, this is fake. So the news reported Big Show is officially signed to AEW. And he's going to be a commentator. And he's going to be calling the action with Tony Schiavone. And we'll get to see that team again. Well, Coach Run and Big Show reunite on their WCW days. So, hey, Big Show still thought he had a little gas in the tank. And WWE didn't think Big Show had gas in the tank. So, Big Show got to do what he got to do. And they said he sold his house in Tampa, him and his wife. So, Big Show make a good addition. He brings a lot of knowledge. I say that Big Show brings a lot of knowledge. So Big Show will be a good fit for AEW. And then you never know, will Big Show and Shaq go one-on-one against each other? That's the question that everybody wants to see, because Shaq going to be in AEW this week in his huge tag team match against him and Jay against Cody and Red Velvet. So look forward to that. I think Big Show wants to have a match with Shaq heading forward. So this is a huge acquisition from AEW, signing the light of the Big Show, better known, well, Paul White, better known as the Big Show. They're stuck on me. Big Show leaving WWE. No Big Show out. No WWE out. No Big Show out. WWE no more. It's gonna be weird, but we had to wait and see. Big Show been in that jungle, like Sting said, the TNT jungle, way back in the mid-90s when WCW was in Nitro. All right. Also, in sad news, right here, Josephus. Josephus been known as the question mark, and Josephus in NWA passed away. Man, passed away. Man, we heard that from Dutch Mantel that Josephus might pass away from a stroke or something else. Forgot, but Josephus was a integral part of the NWA in the beginning of its revival. Josephus, he had people wild up with the question mark, so he will be missed. It's a talent that could have been, went further if he would have lived a little bit longer. But I kind of remember him when he was in Dark Side of the Ring. Josephus leaves his son, and I think they're doing a GoFundMe account, and it's surpassed. So, man, for the funeral expenses and whatever's left over for his son. So Josephus will be missed. He will be missed. Also, in other news, Ring of Honor recently signed EC3. So EC3 now has a new home, and it'll be Ring of Honor. So many people wondering, is EC3 going to be in line to become the next Ring of Honor champion? I think so. If you sign a long-term deal and you got pedigree in WWE, and WWE didn't know what to do with you, and then Impact, like Impact could have signed them. I don't get that, but that's their business. They could have signed them on AEW. I guess they got too many stars, but they signed these old folks like Big Show and everybody else. They can't sign EC3. It is what it is. They signed the old commentators and stuff, trying to keep them relevant and stuff. But EC3 signs a new deal and stuff. Also, this real questionable right here. You see right here, you see Tony Khan before he became AEW owner, and Alex Marvez. Yeah, we know y'all Bullet Club fans. This was way before AEW, so we kind of know what's going on. Speaking of AEW, Terry Funk even wrote that he wants to see this barbed wire match. Say he wished John Moxley and Ken Omega the best of luck in this exploding barbed wire match. I'm kind of afraid on that, and then he's supposed to have a kid on the way, so Moxley better take it slow. After he has this kid, take it slow, because you don't want to shot Renee Young with that. But they're gonna do some damage, I believe it. So keep that in mind. Also, celebrating Black History Month. You see right here the new Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Champions. You see Shane Taylor Promotions with Khan and Moses. So Black History Month coming to an end, and getting a new month next. Yeah. So we wanted to take time with Khan, Moses, and Shane Taylor on becoming congratulations them on becoming the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. All right. That is the Pro Wrestling Show for the weekend. We have the Raw report. We'll have it sometime shortly, so soon. So hey, be lookout for that. So for me being Kendrick Dix saying so long, we'll see you next weekend for another edition of Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.